Okay, so now I'm going to go to the very last task in this lab, partly because we do a little bit of hand holding here and give the formula to the student. It's still a really great teaching tool just to walk through the formula and to see what it's doing. Um, so in this one, we will go to cell C11, the calc sheet. Okay, so we are asked to enter a formula to to give us some totals, but it's going to be using the sum ifs function. And this is a multi-criteria ifs that you could enter, even more criteria than we have here. But I wanted to point out a couple of things about this formula. First of all, we're using some named ranges. In this one, we can use the named range gross revenue, the named range segment, and the named range month. And not only are these named ranges that we need to understand, and you can look and see what they are by going to the drop down here, but they are also named ranges that are on different sheets. So students, again, this is a step up from what they did before, where everything was on the same sheet, all the references, all the arguments referring to cells that are on that sheet. Here, they have to be able to go to these different sheets and see the named ranges there, either by going to the name box to select them or to go to the different sheets. So I'm going to enter this formula here using the sumifs function. And I could, in this case, just copy it over, but I'm going to type the whole thing in so you can get a feel for what so we're going to use the named range gross revenue. It changes color so we know that it is a valid named range. So gross revenue is the range that we're going to get our sum from. And then one of our first criteria is going to be looking at the segment named range, that if the segment is partners, then we want to be selective in our sum. And then we're just going to use an absolute reference to B6 here because we happen to have that there, and I'm going to change it to an absolute reference. Then the next criteria is from the month column. So I'm going to type that in here. As long as the month is equal to February, and I will also make that an absolute reference. And we got that task correct. So this was it was a much more complex function formula that we use with named ranges. We also use external worksheet references as well. We use absolute references, and we use a function that the students have not seen before, which is the multi-criteria sum ifs.